Okay, good day everyone. Today I will talk about theories of why children commit crimes. I have a few sociological theories to present as to why children commit crimes. First is the gang theory. What is the gang theory? It is a theory advocated by Frederick Frasher. According to this theory, it all starts as a playgroup. Children or people forming playgroups that would turn into a gang. When gangs are formed, they would of course rule on a territory or turf which they have taken territory of. And when a gang has come across into another gang's territory, it would most likely turn into a gang fight or gang war. For example, if Gang A has been ruling Burnham Park for a long time now, and then Gang B has invaded or trespassed on Gang A's turf, then Gang A would not be happy about it and would result to a gang war where children would eventually commit crimes. Phew! Following this theory is the differential association theory by Edwin Sutherland. This theory talks about how criminal behavior is learned through social interactions. This is a detailed theory that shows how a person becomes a delinquent, as Edwin Sutherland has presented 9 propositions to the explanation of crime and delinquency, which are as follows. Number 1. Criminal behavior is learned. Number 2. Criminal behavior is learned in interaction with other persons in a process of communication. Number 3. The principal part of the learning of criminal behavior occurs within intimate personal groups. Number 4. When criminal behavior is learned, the learning includes letter A, techniques of committing the crime, which are sometimes complicated, sometimes simple. Letter B, the specific directions of motives, drives, rationalization, and attitudes. Number 5, the specific direction of motives and drives learned from definitions of legal codes as favorable and unfavorable. Number 6, a person becomes delinquent because of an excess of definitions favorable to the violation of law over definitions unfavorable to violation of law. Number 7, differential associations may vary in frequency, duration, priority, and intensity. Number 8, the process of learning criminal behavior is by association with criminal and anti-criminal patterns involves all the mechanism that is involved in any other learning. Lastly, number 9, while criminal behavior is an expression of general needs and values. Simply put, is one of the example is if Fred has done something that is seen favorable by his gang but is actually a delinquent behavior, Fred would repeat this behavior again and again until it turns into a habit. Same goes when the gang would teach Fred about delinquency, which would make Fred think he is finally being accepted into the group. The next theory I would be discussing is the labeling theory. According to this theory, stigmatizing labels that are given to children growing up would eventually lead them into believing that they are what others perceive them to be. For example, little Timmy has a father who was arrested for stealing. When little Timmy goes to school, his classmates would start calling him a thief, just like his father, saying things like small thief Timmy, Timmy thief, and other name calls small children could come up with. And because of this, little Timmy would then think maybe he is a thief just like his father, leading little Timmy into committing small crimes until he gets older and his crimes get worse. Lastly, the social psychological approach. This approach emphasizes that crimes committed by children is the cause of them imitating what they observe. If delinquency is often observable in the community, then a child may imitate this and think this is part of the norm. For example, Jake often sees his father punch and call names to his mother when they fight. Little Jake would think that this is how people resolve arguments and disagreements. Now, when little Jake goes to school and gets himself in a disagreement, he would then start punching faces instead of talking to people. So, in conclusion, due to the social environment of children, they may commit crimes. It may be because of being part of a gang, being labeled, or simply being labeled by society. That is all. Thank you for listening and goodbye.